Yes. Welcome to the Random Opening Challenge, a series where I play on multiple accounts where I am forced to play a randomly generated opening. I'm quite casual and careless when it comes to online games, so join me to see how far each opening will advance. Here we go then. We're back on the Min Chinese. First game back is a 5D. Fortunately, my opponent didn't let me play. Oh well. It's sort of the trend that a lot of people like to keep approaching corners now, as they don't think the double approach is that severe anymore. And we kind of see this variation too much, in my opinion. Just too much. I don't think the peep right now is the move. White's shape is actually quite bad. Now after the diagonal, there is a push and cut. And if white fixes, black will fix. So after settling the lower group, then black doesn't have to worry about the left group that much because white's stones are also quite weak. So yeah, these moves, this whole sort of Joseki or variation, maybe we should call it variation because there's just so many of them. It's mainly revolve around how strong you can make your groups and how much you can threaten your opponent so that you get to strengthen your groups and deal with them better than your opponent. Don't I just capture this? My feeling is that my opponent is being very, very aggressive. At this point, even if white lives, this result is pretty bad for white. Yeah. These harder Josekis or variations like these they're much more difficult to handle. So actually, a strategy for playing or maybe like handicap games or playing weaker players is to play more complicated variations. More chance to make mistake. And same strategy if you're behind and you're trying to get it back. Okay, my opponent all of a sudden started to think, but it's too late. What is done is done. I can actually play the placement move, or I can Atari. I think the placement move is maybe a bit better. But regardless, this is dead, and wow. Okay, well that was fast. Okay, well, I don't mind. Well, let's go to the next opening. Alright, fresh day, fresh generator, let's go. That is it, isn't it? That is it. I can't even fake that, and it is 5. Our final account, the legendary Go Sagan invented opening. Unorthodox. Oh man, I actually need 6 games on this account left to get to 5D. And yeah, so we're probably looking towards an episode 50 with almost all unorthodox. I think that will be a very interesting episode. Okay. Well, pincer. Now, here's a tip for maybe some of you. I'm sure most of you know this already, but when your opponent pincers you like this, you should always do the 2-space pincer rather than the 1-space. That's because when they jump out, you're going to respond here most likely, and they can't do anything to your stone. If it's closer, they can just shoulder hit you. It's actually quite a big difference if you think about it. You don't want them to shoulder hit you because they can easily settle their weak groups, and that's like exactly what they're trying to do here. And sorry, I'm a little bit out of words today. Well, got the coffee today as well, so hopefully I will stay in sync. Okay, so maybe I don't even know. Let's just capture this stone. This stone is quite big. They actually haven't protected the weakness over here either. So actually, this move is kind of just a. I don't know. I'm not going to comment about that move. Okay, so okay, we can't really block because white can crosscut. But also, we don't even have to respond because I feel the upper side is quite big. If white spends another move, then whatever. I have a 3/3 corner. They're not going to kill it. So since this move is already on the second line, I think it's a acceptable strategy to Nuki here. I can come back to this place any point I want, so not a big deal. Yeah, in this shape, I always Hane the other way. I like this variation a lot better than the one that black just lets white live. This variation, black can take over the corner. If black Hane is on the outside, even though you do get the influence, but the corner is too comfortable. And I just don't prefer that. So I pretty much play this every time. And this is sort of like my still existing stubbornness. And yeah, as more and more AI play kind of starts kicking into human styles, I think you're going to see that a lot less. Sort of this stubborn play where you choose something that you don't know if it's good, but because you strongly prefer it, then yeah, I kind of just go with it. I don't know if you guys have any variations like that, because I can actually come up with a bunch of examples where some of the variations I even know that's not necessarily good, but I still play it because it feels good, Oh, but of course, none of the variations are like really bad. They're just not the best. Okay, so I'm going to extend to the right first before cutting. Because if I cut now, when white extends out, I'll have to keep reducing the liberties. Otherwise, there would be that wedge. But at this point, I shouldn't have that problem. Sorry, I need to turn on the coordinates. I keep forgetting about that. I don't know why white is escaping, because this is a very obvious net, I think. 3 liberty group. I feel like these games are going to be very fast. Even though what we captured here, it wasn't a huge territory, but it's super thick, and that means black really doesn't have too much to worry about. So at this point, black can just take very easy territories like this, and just basically win. And then I just reduce all the others. And I think I can just extend here, and then just keep extending. So here we go again. The blitzing has continued. I'll just take the lower side. I think it's the simpler response. Okay, well my opponent doesn't let me, so I guess I'll have to escape this. I'm going to extend first and turn. And then that way I can actually connect back. So they're gonna just block there. I think white should have at least played the diagonal because then white could still connect back to their own group. I'll just take the territory. Very good move, actually. So Tsuji here. I feel like I'm just being too safe now. I tend to do that when there's no like urgent need to keep fighting. But then I guess the game just becomes a little boring for you guys. White's completely lost the shape here. Just I don't know how this happened. I don't know what my opponent was thinking there. Because black is all connected and now white is super weak. I think this game will be very quick because as long as I just live all my groups now. My opponents just keep they're just blitzing. They're clearly not thinking about any moves. Okay. Well, since it's probably going to be gibberish at this point, we will fast forward. And here we go. That didn't take too long. Claim the win. Only 5 games to go on this account. Let's see what the next opening is. And it's 3. Well, I know it's not Kobayashi. Well, okay, it's a regular Chinese opening. The Chinese opening is definitely one of the most popular openings out there. Oh man. They just don't let me play this. Okay, maybe we'll do the one space jump. And then we'll come back here. Wow, come on. Oh well, we won't get the Chinese opening. Okay, maybe we'll still play here to get the similar shape. What? Okay. Well, what do I do here? Maybe I'll just... Okay, well this is very strange. I think I'll jump and then attach. Okay, maybe not attach. Oh, I think I can cut here. It's actually a very aggressive move. It's a move that I didn't expect for sure. I expected black to attach in a 3-3. I think this is fine because I still get the tiger's mouth, and black captures. So I still get the corner and the influence. Black can't block now because then white could escape. Okay, this is definitely not a good move. Well, that's probably Gote. Anyway, well, there's an open corner, so I'm definitely going to take that. Okay, well, officially, 5 dans also blitz. What do you know? Surprise, surprise. A lot of these moves are pretty much first instinct counter moves that I'm playing. Obviously, they're not necessarily the best because I'm also not spending that much time thinking about them. It's actually like maybe it might be decent instinct practice, uh, but sometimes the opponents just play very ridiculously non-working moves. Those aren't very helpful. Okay. So at this point, there are quite a few invasions left, and there's this bottom. I think I'm going to invade. Whoa. Okay. What is okay? Okay. That's definitely a misclick, no doubt about that. But I'm clueless what to do at this point. Okay. We'll make a like a move. Like I don't think Fox actually allows undos because it's automatically set to off. So unfortunately, I can't even let him undo, even if I wanted to. Yeah, well, they probably wanted to do the 3-3 invasion, which makes a lot of sense in this case. But a misclick is a misclick. I can't do anything about it. This shape is not locally alive, but if I don't need to kill it right now, it will give black a bunch of forcing moves on the outside. It's not worth it. If black spends an extra move, I can just invade again. So this move is much more urgent, and it simplifies the game a lot in this case. I just realized that on the right, if I push here, if I push here on the right side, black can't block because white can peep there. Okay, well I'm definitely very happy with this result because originally it was a black's territory and I just completely took over it. Well, I'm going to keep expanding this because I feel like this area is quite big. The more moves I play, the more efficient the territory on the left will be. I do have to respond to this, but there's no way black can kill it, and it's unclear what black will gain from attacking. So this is all fine. The upper side is big, but it's not that urgent. Also, white can still invade, so black will have problems in the future as well. And black is not even alive yet if white connects. Well, black can live, but right now it's strictly speaking not alive yet. Oh my god, come on. um okay, fine. I'll just play like the dumbest response and just okay. All right. Well, I'm definitely going to kill this. There's no doubt about that. Just playing the most direct eye-stealing moves that I can find. Okay. This game will definitely end here. Because black has just chosen a very illogical path. And I think I can just extend. No problems there. Well, Go is a complicated game, but there are a lot of simple principles. And one of them is that, well, you have to read. You can't just play your own moves and assume they're going to work. You have to anticipate your opponent's moves. And you'd be surprised how often this principle is forgotten. And yeah, I think this might be even just the theme of this whole series, is that people just tend to forget very simple things. And you can see these are 3-dan, 5-dan players. They're quite advanced Go players. Yet a lot of these simple things are being forgotten. And I know that for a fact because it's not like they're unable to read this out. They're just not reading it out. And alright, so now this game has become just kind of a pointless game in my opinion. Okay, that was a little bit of a careless move, but it's fine. No big deal. Okay, so at this point, everything is dead. Okay, well, it's all connected, so there's really nothing to go on. Okay, so that's it. But I think that point about reading is quite an important one, and I kind of just realized that as I played this game. Yeah, a lot of the time, people just don't pay that much attention. So if you're watching this video and you're thinking about a fast way to improve, then I guess the first way is really just getting in the habit of reading everything, anything that you can possibly read. You should be reading. You should be looking at all the variations, all the moves. Here we go. Nope, I can't continue because I'm going to roll the next opening. Here we go. Yes. And I'm pretty sure this is the last redemption. Of course, well, if we succeed, knock on wood. Okay, so that'll be for next episode. We're gonna have the next redemption. Finally 90. Okay, but let's roll the next one because I don't think we'll have enough time in this episode to do that. And okay, when we rolled back to back, Chinese opening. Here we go. Here we go again. Chinese opening. Let's see how this one goes. It seems like it's very hard to get black. That problem is persisting. Oh man, I still can't. I haven't played black in a while actually. These people just tend to resign when they nigiri white. Oh well. We might have to change that a little bit in future seasons if we do get more color dependent openings. openings that require the block stone, that would be very hard to do. Okay, well, this is actually a very regular opening. Black just divided up my left side and have some quick Josekis going. Okay, maybe I'll just go back here and finish off the top left. And here we go again. We have this Joseki that I mentioned in the first game. Oh, I'm a little bit surprised by this. This push and cut is not very severe because no matter which side black cuts, it's actually not that severe because white can just push out, and there's too many weaknesses, and white can live at any point. So the black, because black's shape on the middle here, middle area here is so bad, black isn't able to take full advantage of cutting white off here. So this push and cut is a bit premature. And black should have just pulled back, or tried to pincer and then pull back and then try to attack both groups at the same time. I'm actually very tempted to actually just push and cut. That actually might work. Maybe I can extend first. There's actually a bunch of things I can do, actually. A lot of choices, but I can just push out. And then this extension is Sente, and I can just push through again. And black has to work very hard to escape this. And that means white would just pretty much capture everything in the top right. So that's the plan. Well, we'll see if it works. These are all Sente moves. Because of the ladder going this way. And now I can push through. And black has to extend in order to escape. That will give white a whole bunch of forcing moves. Yeah, even this way, black has to Atari, and then Atari. Should I capture at this point? That's actually an interesting decision. Okay, maybe we'll just extend. I don't need the game to be complicated around the ko. Of course, capturing is better shape, but black might Atari. So that will be a bit annoying. So yeah, I can keep doing this and keep threatening black's shape. Now, can I get the connection here? How many liberties? Okay, it's a bit dangerous. Maybe I can just be satisfied and just capture the corner. Black definitely doesn't need to turn now. That move is unnecessary given that this group is dead anyway. Black doesn't want to capture this? I'm surprised because I wanted to get this so badly. I don't know what black is doing actually. What is black doing? Black has to live this group, but it's dying. This whole group is dying, and white's alive. Okay, these moves were I didn't quite understand. Okay, also the corner can be killed by just white playing here. Okay, so my opponent was down. This part of the game was interesting because I don't think black actually really understood what was going on. Black should have definitely just captured the stone. And locally, it's better for white, but that's what you got to do. You know, you got to do what you got to do to continue the game. So that was a little bit surprising. Yeah, this variation was actually quite interesting. The point about the fact that this is a bit premature, I think it's also worth noting. So black should have pincered and then protected. That way, the push and cut will become much more severe. And if white protects, then black can keep attacking and pressuring both of white's groups. I think that would have been the strategy I took if I were black. Anyway, that was an interesting game, and I think we're going to get a lot more of these more interesting games now that we've moved on to 5D. Let's see what the next opening is. It is 1. That would be the Sarensei. It's very this is a bit embarrassing because last episode I was just having that table looking at the number of games needed for each account, and then I completely didn't remember that actually in the Sarensei opening. The Sarensei opening still needs 3 more games, and this is one of the 3. So it just completely slipped my mind. Well, we are all back on the Sarensei. Might be a quick game. It looks like. No, this will definitely be a quick game. Now my full intention is not to kill this group yet. Well, it wasn't, but it might become so after a couple more moves. They're really not worried about this group at all, are they? And now I put myself in exactly the same position. If black extends, I will have to turn to escape. That's not a big problem. Actually, I can jump. It just occurred to me that I can jump. Because I can Atari first. Disconnect, I guess. Descent should be no problem. I have enough liberties, so If black extends and extends, I should be able to deal with it. No problems. And we've captured this group. Now that's another gote. I think I'm going to fix the corner though to make sure there isn't that capture race. Yeah, another thing is if you're trying to make a group alive, make sure that the moves you're playing are sente. That's also such a common mistake that I've been seeing. It's just like this descent here. It's not even sente. So how is it even going to help live the group? It won't. Okay. Well, I think I'll just play in the middle now. Yep. So this is actually a detail of what we mentioned earlier. It's actually about reading as well, because if you're just not even looking at the next move, you're just like, oh, I'm playing there, I'm threatening this, and you're not even thinking about like just 2 more moves in advance, then that move will be wasted, right? And wasting moves in fights is very, very dangerous. Okay, well that was quick, and I think that will be the last game of this episode, because we got quite a few games in here. Remember, next one is going to be another redemption arc. So I'm super excited to do that. So I guess we don't have to roll the next opening. The current status is 2 more games on Sanrensei and 5 more games on the Unorthodox opening. That is going to be all for today's video. If you're interested, do check out our lecture videos as well down here below. Thank you so much for watching, as always, and I will catch you all in the next one.